Hello, and welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a little while since we've just done a solo, so let's jump into it. And like, honestly, I'd love to see Mining Guild. So come on, give me something, a couple of placements, a little bit of science tag to run after. Though we do have Inventrix. Hmm. Do we have any building cards that are worth chasing? Like, let's say I took Space Station, Reservoir, oh, Lava Flows, yeah. Like, you could almost grab all this, but then we only have enough for Lava Flows or Subterranean Reservoir. But I kind of like it. We would place it on a Lava Flows. Would we do it for a card? No, we have to do it for the Titanium, because that gives us a steel production. Do we have any cards that require steel? Not really. You know what, though? I haven't played Mining Guild in forever. It's not a good start for Mining Guild, to be quite frank, but sometimes you just gotta go with the flow and, you know, take a chance. You know, we're starting off with 2 steel production, and 2 of the heat bumps have been done. So, not very much income. Whew. So we have a bunch of steel because we're the Mining Guild. I really want to play Subterranean Reservoir, but if I grab a bunch of these cards, then I'll be halfway to playing Strip Mine, and I'll start getting Titanium, which could be good. We won't be able to play... I wanted to grab at least 2 of those cards, which means I couldn't play Subterranean Reservoir this turn, which is really too bad, because it would have been nice to grab, you know, 2 Steel or 2 Titanium and get a production. But, you know, at least we got a use for some of our Steel, and having a titanium production and an energy production is not something I should complain about as any corporation. And that, you know, round 2 doesn't normally give you that much. Imported hydrogen is an ocean. Okay, so let's pretend we grab that. And by pretend, I mean just straight up grab it. Then we can place this down here for 2 titanium and a production. Then we could play imported hydrogen. How much does that cost? 4, yeah. See, I could play Space Station, but that would save us $2 on playing this card. Just playing the ocean gets us money for the TR that we get, and we get the steel production. Sadly, we don't have anything really to get other than some plants, but plants help you terraform the planet, so we're in the lead. Mining Guild with only 4 production after round 3 isn't super sexy or anything like that. It's not, like, impressive. But it is kind of nice to be there. We have 3 cards. So, if I grab Wave Power, for instance, this is the same as spending $11 on energy production, standard project, but we get a point. And I could do this, have $19 left, and play another Aquifer right now. There's no other steel we can scoop, so we can't put up our steel production. Or titanium, for that matter. But there we go. So now we have enough oceans for wave power, which we can then move into strip mining. We have Vesta, which goes well with our titanium production. Get it up. And we got energy tapping, which at this point I'd love to lose a point in the end game to get this friggin' stuff rolling. So I'm actually very happy with our card draw here in the last little bit. Though, this is an interesting combination. What's my though about? Though. Though is we have no science. I was hoping to go down the science route, but we did not. I want these cards. I know that we're grabbing a lot of cards, but the thing is, and if we're going to buy Wave Power, it's fine, but we're always going to buy this first. Because why buy a single energy? Like, if we want to buy this for the point later, we will. Simple as that. I definitely want to strip mine, because the money you make on a strip mine is insane. The 2 TR from the oxygen helps a lot. The 2 steel and the titanium really comes together. Space mirrors, we can play it. Not only can we play it, we can activate it. And getting our production of energy up to 3 would really work for a water splitting plant. And then we don't actually have to worry about oxygen that much from that point on. And we already have a decent amount of oceans. We definitely need some heat production. Here's methane from Titan, though. That'll help. Urbanized area doesn't fit for us, and release of inert gases isn't really in my wheelhouse. So what I'm struggling with now is that I want to buy a energy income. I really want to buy Vesta, because Vesta is a really good way of getting to methane from Titan quickly. Okay. I'm gonna buy this finally. We've been getting a lot of space stuff, and it's like $2 a turn if you think about it. Like, I'm playing a space tag per turn, and because we're not gonna be at 3 in a little bit, I am gonna spend and go down in energy production. But I promise I'll do my best to get that back up. Maybe we'll get a different card that'll make it happen for us. I'll keep buying energy for 7 when I have the float for it. AI Central. I'm gonna grab it because we have steel, and that's a big deal. But we can't play it because we have none science. The other one on my list is cloud seeding. We do have 3 oceans, so I think that is an absolute steal. Ugh. Yeah, if we wait a turn on this, we'll be better off, because we'll have 3 more titanium to put into it. It's a better card, but this way we can still afford to buy some energy, and I'd really like to buy an energy once per round. Because if we buy an energy next round, we could also play the tidal power. That gets us up to 3. Bob's your uncle. Geothermal power uses our steel. We can grab a titanium, a plant production. Do we have plant tags? Not really. So these 3 cards are pretty great. We can still play methane from Titan, because now we have a bunch. So there goes some heat production. I think geothermal is the other obvious one. That gets us up to the 3 income. So next turn we'll get water splitting. And then Archaeobacteria is also going to be on the list. We could grab a card, or we could grab 2 plants. I think I'm going to grab the card, because next turn we're going to be at 5 plants anyway. And something like Rad Suits isn't too bad to play next turn. Though again, we haven't seen a science tag since like the start. Like, we have 2 really good science cards with no tags to get there. Minus 24. So again, I feel like I'm buying a lot of cards, but it makes sense. And honestly, here's the ocean too. That's so many cards to buy when we have so many things to play. But with this going down range, we get an oxygen. Oh, and then 6 and 6. Oh, I can't get them both. Oh, we do have enough for you. That sucks. We're gonna miss an oxygen bump to do this, but I think that our heat is a little bit more precarious than our oxygen. There's just so many heat steps, and with oxygen we have 6 plant production all of a sudden. Like, that snuck up on us pretty quick, didn't it? Something like algae makes sense. Towing a comet. Sure, we're getting lots of really good space events. And we're getting plant production, so, like, what's there to complain about? I think I'm going to do another turn of upping our productions. So that goes up. We get a production here. That leaves me with enough to do an energy bump, though I would have liked to do tidal power for 8. I happen to have $7 left, so that's what I did. We have 7 plant income. I'm going to pretend that I'm going to get a city here to jump in on this neutral gain. So all of this is probably going to be greens. We're going to be giving up some potential for cities, but with this much plant production, I think we're going to be just fine. If we could get optimal aerobraking or some science, we'd be in a mean place. Instead, we're getting stuff like penal mines. And it's always... Oh, there's a science tag. Okay, well, it's Generation 11, so I'm not really that keen on going after it, but I'll grab these 3 cards. And I will play it, just to have it. So, oxygen bump, heat bump. I think this is a good time to get this big asteroid downrange and to get a production. And then, how many oceans do we have that we can do? We have 2 in a hand, but we're not close to -8. Like, I really want Callisto penal mines, but arguably, especially if I put this here, arguably this gets me just as much production of money. But it's a space event, so if I do get a good card that synergizes with it, it would be nice to hold off. I know that it would have given me 3 production, 1 for the ocean, 1 for the oxygen, and 1 for this. Oh, it would have given me 4 because I would have got the heat bump as well. We'll search for life. Physics complex. Sad to see it go, but also I might have bought it just for the science tag, and that's kind of going down a path that isn't necessarily what we need. We can still play Dust Seals. This is a point of the game where I'm willing to play it. Generation 12. It really goes to show just how far behind I think we are, but... Okay. I mean, we're gonna play this now just to keep the momentum up, because we gotta keep terraforming. And honestly, I need to stay away from anything else that's oxygen related. Like, I've already bought algae, so sure, we'll go and get algae or something. But I'm gonna go away from these plants just to get a little bit of money back from these oceans and open up going across, because like you can see how high it is. 5 oceans to get this, -8 to get that. We have 24 steel. Classic mining guild. And we have 1 science tag. Man, AI Central would have been nice. And we probably are going to end up buying it because it's costs us steel. But, you know, if we look at our cards played, there's a couple steel tags early on. Right? And then just space events, basically. So what do we want to do? Do we want to buy an ocean? I think we want to buy an ocean. I think the ocean needs to go here. And then I buy algae. And then that's the last plant tag, plant production I need. And we'll search for life for $1. Advanced alloys. That hurts. A science tag that would have been worth, you know, I have 33 metals, so just this turn alone would have been worth $33. Though you need something to spend it on. The capital's not a bad middle ground for that though. And greenhouses. Though we don't need it, I think that we'll net because we can buy it with steel, so I think it actually makes us money to do it this way. I don't want to do this click anymore for oxygen because I think we're pretty well there. So it's really just, can we put up the heat? I'd really like the heat to get to -8 so I can get some oceans down, but maybe it's best to buy an ocean and put it here. 6, 7, 8. So we need one more ocean. So I will buy one more ocean just because I want this spot to be complete. Because I want Capital City right now, because I have 30 steel not doing anything. That's a delicious little placement for sure. Then we put this bad boy down. Got a bunch of money back. How many cities in play? Just the 3, right? Still, I think it's worth playing this now, just because I don't think I'm going to be chasing cities, seeing as we're going into Generation 14. And I have the oceans pretty well settled, but the heat, me clicking the button to put up the heat by 1 is probably going to happen again. 20 steel with a bunch of heat. Like, it sucks too, because steel is generally going to get you productions, not anything else. So I guess a cheap city we can do for fun, just for points. We do have an animal tag. The thing is, I could buy this and I could buy this, but I'm going to actually play this one even. Well, no, I'm going to buy Immigrant City, because screw you, I'm going to get a city down, because I'm about to put some greenery. But, man, is this ever like a feels bad playthrough here? So I'm going to put this, let's say here. I want Immigrant City to give me more than, like, a plant. But I need to do heat bumps first. So heat bump, heat bump, heat bump, ocean, thank you. So let's say I build the Immigrant City. I'm going to overspend, obviously. Here for the 1 point. Because I want to put it here to get a bunch of frickin' plants. Remember back when terraforming Ganymede seemed like a fun time? And there you go. So I could do this. I could sell all my cards. That would get me to $24. I could do 1 heat bump. So I can only get up to 2% oxygen. I do not have the cards to do it otherwise. So I'm going to go ahead and play Terraforming Ganymede because this is my resignation. I'm sorry, Mining Guild. We were friends. We tried. We'll search for life for one last huzzah. Hey, that's actually like a great Mining Guild starting card. And yeah, there you go. Big fail. You know, when you don't have the start with Mining Guild, when you don't have that start, you're gonna pay for it. Things are not gonna go well. If you get a good start, it's actually kind of the easiest company I find to finish by generation 13, because there's a lot of oxygen generating cards that you steal, like when you use the energy to pop it up. And Mining Guild, you can get lots of production early, buy a bunch of cool cards. Um, Today was not that day, sadly. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, ciao.